Hello, everybody. Welcome to season 1, episode 67 of the Hate Napkin. I'm your co-host, being strangled by this gigantic creature with his asshole in my face.
Oh, reminder, you can leave a voicemail at Anchor FM/The Hate Napkin.
Anchor FM, and buy my book, Uber Nights by Arik Bjorn. Go to Amazon, search Uber Nights. I'm rip-raring ready to go today. I have lost 20 pounds in the past month. It was kind of hard to find some hate today. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic because episode 67 is brought to you by water, H2O. Drink a lot of water and you'll feel better. Carla, would you like to continue your little I just woke up rant? I feel like there's things you need to get off your chest. And if there's anything I want to see this morning or hear about, it's your chest.
Well, all right.
For those on YouTube, Carla's modeling. No motorboating, Pauly. No motorboating. Carla is modeling a no habla bullshit t-shirt today. I just want to generally lump all people in the hate napkin, but that might be a little too general. That might be too much spaghetti to throw at the wall. So instead, I'm going to put Canadian geese. Canadian geese goes on the hate napkin. I am so sick. So I live on a pond. I am so tired of these fucking geese. They're not nice guests. They show up. They eat all the food for all the other animals. They bully all the other animals. They won't go away. They shit everywhere. So as I started to think of how much I hate people, I realized that Canadian geese and people have a lot in common. They're just obstinate. They won't go away. They shit everywhere. They're mean. They're bullies. That's it. And you know what? Everybody has a stupid Canadian goose story.
Oh, I feel like a Canadian goose this morning. I want to be mean, eat all the food, shit all over the place. That's really a good imitation of them. When I lived at the lake, I had a bunch of them.
I've actually got one in the closet tied up.
Let it out.
And that's that sound at 5 a.m. That is also another reason to hate it. You know, it's like the version of some. It's like an F-350 and a Charger racing down the road at 5 a.m. the geese come swooping into the pond, going, assholes are here. My cat's going crazy now. What the fuck happened to you? So I'm sick of Canadian geese. Now I'm going to tell a quick story. So most people don't realize this. After Charles Dickens wrote Christmas Tale, it was really suddenly popular to eat geese for Thanksgiving and Christmas time, and it had not been before that. So across pretty much all of the British Commonwealth of nations that is today, I mean, people were eating geese. Anywhere there were geese, suddenly everybody was eating all of the geese. And by about 120 years ago, there were almost no geese left on the entire continent. So we think of Canadian geese today as like millions upon millions upon millions. Well, there were almost none left. And then there became federal legislation that said you couldn't kill a goose or pretty much any bird, the Federal Aviation Act. So we went from Canadian geese being endangered to now being so fucking many of them that they're just a complete nuisance and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I'd love to go in the backyard and just, find some sort of munition and take them out. But it's
kids and feed the neighborhood.
Right, barbecue at Bjorn's. We call our little estate Mjolnir Manor. But there's nothing you can do about it. There's tens of billions of them, and they're so fucking just obstinate and proud that if you're going to drive you could drive your car right through a flock of them, and they just stand there going, "So, I dare you, motherfucker," because they know the feds are on their side, and there's nothing we can do about it. I fucking hate Canadian geese. I wish they all go back to Canadia. That's my hate thing this morning. What about you guys? Weigh in on geese.
I never had that experience. I lived on the lake, and there were tons of Canadian geese. and they would hang out in my yard. And every spring they'd bring their babies to me. And my dog, I had a 150-pound Newfoundland who would lay out in the yard, and all the babies would just come and just gather around her and hang out with her, and she would just lay there and let them peck at her, and the parents would just go on their way. I don't know. I had a very benevolent relationship with my geese.
Now
I used to swim in the lake. They'd swim all around me. They never bothered me.
I don't want to
No,
get Eric Goose here, but maybe it's the aura that you had, and you maybe attracted better geese around you.
I think I'm feeling hate guilt now.
I think you just need to hang out with another better quality of goose. I don't know.
You know, it's probably just South Carolina Canadian geese.
Could be.
South Carolina taints everyone, yeah. It's like no matter where
Exactly.
you're from, you become terrible once you move there.
What's wrong with your taint? Did you say there was something wrong with your taint?
My taint is fine.
Did you say your taint is for everyone? I mean, that's very generous.
Fine. Fine.
My taint is like a goose's taint. It is well plucked and perky.
Pauly, I hate to tell you this,
Witches in the winds.
Birds don't have taints because they only have one hole. They have a cloaca. There's no in between space because there's only one hole.
Well,
no taint. Birds.
And now our expert on assholes has weighed in.
Ain't no taint.
Well, I
consider
any kind, whether it be a beak or a mouth, I consider that a sexual orifice.
You heard it here first. That might be the pull quote for this episode.
Just don't pluck me.
How did we get from geese to taints and assholes so fast?
Because you jumped right on it.
I jumped right on the taint.
Yes, you did.
All right, moving off of geese and their taints. Does anybody else have anything they hate here in season 1?
Yes, I do.
7. Shoot.
People who steal cars and the police who respond to it.
What?
People who steal cars and the police who respond to it.
I have a feeling there's a story here, Carla.
Good guess. I took up a part-time job just because you can only sit on the front porch and scream, "Get off my lawn," for so long. I was bored. So I went to work for this company, and I get a call on Wednesday morning that one of our vans was stolen, and they told me where it was stolen from. It was loaned to one of the employees to go pick up a crew and materials and go to a job site. Okay. So they tell me where it was and what time it was stolen. And I gather the person in front of me who told me he started the car, went in, forgot something, ran in the house, came back out, and it was gone.
What?
So I file a police report, which usually means when the car is finally found, they're not looking for it, but when the car is finally found, they'll call you in whatever condition it's in. I'll be damned if Thursday morning, first thing, we got a call from the police telling me they found the car. Well, it had just been detailed. It had just been in my driveway 2 days ago. And it was in perfect condition. It's the same van that I drove to Mexico and back in December. So it's an older van, but it's nice. It drives good. It's got a lot of miles, but it drives good. So I have to go down to the police impound lot to collect it. And if anybody thinks that's a good time, it's not. I was told that they arrested a white woman driving this van. She claimed that we gave it to her. Well, they arrested her anyway. Because it was reported stolen, but she gave this story about how this employee of ours just gave her the van. And he had just picked her up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and driven her across town and left her with our van, except at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, that guy was in my office. So I knew that was a lie. And they said, well, it's her word against yours. And I said, except it was our vehicle, and I don't know who the fuck she is. And they were like, well, the prosecutor isn't going to do anything about it. Okay? So I got, for the privilege of getting our property back, I had to go down to the city impound lot and pay $300 to get it back. I opened up this van, and it looks like it has been...
Geese have made it in it?
Yes, it looks
With
like
Arik?
Arik's geese have had a party in it. There is so much garbage. There is laundry, trash, food, and
Sounds like a secret.
parts, and everything that wasn't connected to the car. They ripped the glove box off. They ripped the panel off from underneath the passenger seat. They ripped the top of the console off. And I'm like, for what? So I figure out that it's drivable. So I figure we'll just drive it back to the shop, clean it up, and figure out how to put it back together. But the whole way back, I'm driving this thing down the interstate, and it's like, there's a smell in the car, and I can't figure out what it is. And it's giving me a headache. And, you know, I didn't know. So I pull into the shop, and everybody's standing there clapping their hands because here I show up with this van. And I was like, before you get excited, come take a look. We start going through this van. There is a big old honking thing, a bud of weed sitting right in the center console. Her purse is sitting on the passenger seat. There's not one but 2 crack pipes in her purse in the side pocket.
Officer, they belong to the geese.
So I called the police, asked to speak to the desk sergeant. I said, listen, nobody appreciates the fact that you guys arrested this woman within 12 hours of when it was stolen. I've already been told you're not going to do anything to her because she's a white woman and says I gave it to her, therefore she's to be believed.
Ah, white woman. Uh-huh.
And I said, but could you please come pick up all of her drugs and her crack pipes? He goes, excuse me? I said, yes. I just got done driving this thing 30 miles down the interstate, loaded with pot and drug paraphernalia.
Oh,
and I said,
God.
and had I been pulled over by the police, what do you suppose would have happened?
Well, you're
He
white.
goes,
They would've
oh.
let-
He said they would have believed you. And I said, no, I don't think I would have. I think I would have gotten my picture taken, and it would have been one for the family album. And I said, he goes, just throw that stuff away. I said, no, you're going to come get it. So they did come get it and went through the car, and they were like, okay, well, we've collected all the drugs and paraphernalia. It's up to you to just clean that mess up. And I said, yeah, I didn't really think you were going to clean up the car, or she was going to clean up the car and be held accountable. But it just kind of pisses me off that they had such a whatever attitude about it. And I just can't help but think if that wasn't a black dude that was caught driving that car, that his black ass wouldn't be in jail, and he would be facing grand theft auto and drug charges.
Of course. Oh my God. Well, it's a good thing there's no such thing as white privilege there in Burnt Korn.
Amen. Amen to that.
I'll have to
I'm
say though,
just thinking. I'm thinking that the Burnt Korn federales have been watching this podcast and they're saying, "Why is this woman driving a van, a company van, mind you, to Mexico and back?" So they sent they heard about Arik's, dating app issues. And
When
they
they want to know,
said, "Let's rip off the panels of this van and see what's in there."
when they want to know why I went to Mexico, I just take my teeth out and hand it to them.
They ripped off the panels and they found Pauly's taint.
There's
I'm
no
sorry.
Wait. Was that the THN company van?
No.
I think she said it was the THN company van.
It wasn't the
THN
company.
It was the THN company van, wasn't it? And you didn't even bother to tell me.
The THN company truck is sitting in my driveway.
Oh, is it still on cinder blocks?
No, it is not on cinder blocks. It is a very nice Ford F-150.
And this driveway is right after your well-kept garden.
It is sitting right next to my well-kept lawn.
Okay.
Are you saying you have a well-kept lawn?
At my age, I don't have much of a lawn left.
I hadn't. It just finally clicked when you're telling people to get off your lawn.
When I spent so much of my youth inviting them in.
Oh, you mean, cruel woman, you. Invite them in and kick them off your lawn. Just like that. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. That's a classic Carla story. That's up there with the slice of ham on the windshield. The woman
and the naked man on the front lawn.
The crack smoking woman who steals your car and gets away with it. Oh my God. I don't know.
It gets better. When I'm down at the impound lot, I'm sitting next to a woman coming to collect her stolen car. And I said, the weird thing is, I never expected it, but it was a woman, a white woman who stole the van. She looks at me and she goes, a white woman stole my car. And I said, okay, what was her name? She tells me the name. It was the same goddamn person.
Wait, there's a reason she's not being prosecuted. Why don't you send me that name and I'll find out why?
I can do that.
Actually, it's a matter of public record. You could just tell us the name on the podcast.
Great idea. Because if she's connected to someone who doesn't want to embarrass her, this is a great chance to find out who this is. And
I can only
our 5 listeners will.
Her first name is Kelly?
Yep.
What's her last name?
I can't remember because after I was told they weren't going to prosecute her, I tried to forget and I left all the paperwork in the office.
Well, there's got to be. How many Kellys can there be in Burnt Korn? You're on it. You're on it, Pauly.
I don't think she was from Burnt Korn though.
What are some of the neighboring towns around you? I mean, is Burnt Korn anywhere near Suckett, Alabama?
We're near Busted Knuckles.
Busted Knuckles. Okay, that's one of the nearby. I think Goose Taint. Goose Taint is just down the highway there, right? Goose Taint, Alabama.
I'm sure it is. So yeah, I'm not very happy with car thieves or the police this week. Yeah, I sent you some pictures of what I found in the car.
Okay, I can share them with the public who wants to know more about Kelly something or other.
So Steve Madden is also a prime suspect in this.
No, those were the pockets in her purse where the crack pipes were. The arrow on the top is the big chunk of pot that was in fight when the police arrested her.
So
Oh my
wait
God,
a
folks,
second. You have her
you need to head on.
phone.
Whoa. Folks, you need to head on over to YouTube if you're listening on Spotify or Anchor. Head
Yeah,
on over to the
I
version to
had
get
her
the-
phone. The police very kindly collected the phone when they collected the drugs because they wanted to make sure she got it back.
That's the weed.
Are you sure
Uh-huh.
that's not a part of the Great Barrier Reef? Ah.
Yeah, it could just be a rock she's collecting.
I'm pretty sure it isn't.
Okay. Oh, now that's definitely a
That's
mascara.
one. That's no. Do the other one. Tell me that's mascara.
That could be for natural tobacco, I would think. What's in the
Yeah,
what's
what
in
is
it?
that something in the
I
bowl?
think that's an anal plug.
Whose hand is that?
One of the guys from work.
I was gonna say you have a very Mexican looking hand, so I'm glad it was one of the guys from work.
That's Hispanic Latino. You have no idea if that hand's from Mexico or not.
Okay. I'm just saying
I
that,
still think that could be some sort of anal toy. The fact that he's handling it without gloves.
An El Salvadorian toy.
but and now the police are gonna run print checks on it, and now
Right,
that
now
guy,
they're gonna arrest
he's gonna be
poor
deported. The poor Mexican guy you work with is gone.
What did you think about that?
Trust me, I don't think these Sherlocks who missed all this are going to test it for fingerprints.
Yeah, they're like, throw out the evidence. Just do us a favor and throw it out, so we don't have to do anything.
I think it's time for us to head on over to the Burnt Korn police dumpster and see what kind of prizes, treasure trove.
You know, if you're of a mind, I suppose.
I don't know. So today, folks, we've hated Canadian geese, and then I don't even know what we call the next one. White privileged crack addict whores who steal company vans and don't get caught when the police just nonchalantly let you drive home your van filled with drug paraphernalia.
Why is she cranky?
I love the Moroccan leather on the company van. I don't know, folks.
It was Corinthian leather.
Oh, Corinthian leather. How do I say Moroccan leather? I think that's a step down. Corinthian leather.
And I bet the whole time you were just saying, "Ain't you gonna do something?
Ain't you gonna do something?"
Sherlock. I became suspicious of your story because all Canadians are so polite.
Yeah, we actually should start calling them South Carolina geese.
I'm sure they were.
Palmetto geese. All right, folks, you've come to the end of another wonderful episode of The Hate Napkin. This was season 1, episode 67, where we went deep inside the anals of geese.